Ohai. Tyumen, the city in Russia, the administrative center of the Tyumen region and the Tyumen district, which part is not. It is located on the Tura River. The city of Tyumen, with the status of the city district as the only settlement in its structure, forms the municipal unit. The first Russian jail in Siberia. It is founded in 1586. The city of labor valor, according to the decree of the President of the Russian Federation of May 20, 2021, carries an honorary title. Etymology. There are several versions about origin of the name of the city. From the Turkic word meaning 10,000. The academician G.F. Miller gives the Tatar legend of the local prince who whether had such number of citizens, whether could expose Tyumen soldiers, whether has filled all Tyumen ravines with the cattle, and 10,000 heads were so gathered. According to other version, from the Tatar words Tyu, property, and in other words, the name should be translated as my property. Also, there is an opinion that the name of the city can be somehow connected with Tyumen Hanım. 490-552. The founder of the Turkic Khaganate. Physiographic characteristic. Geographical location. Tyumen is located in the south of western Siberia, in an Asian part of Russia, on both banks of the river of Tura, the left inflow of Tobol. In 205 came to Kurgan, in 325 came to Yekaterinburg, in 246 came to Tobolsk, in 437 came to Chelyabinsk, and in 625 came to Omsk. Distance to Moscow 2163 km to Street. Petersburg -2555 km. Geographical coordinates. 57A northern latitude, 65A east longitude. An inlet to Central Post Office. Height above sea level, from 48. 52 meters. A mark of zero water measuring post in the Tura River. Up to 121 meters. Around Roshchino International Airport. Tyumen is in our zone +2. Shift of the applied time concerning Utes is +500. According to the applied time and geographical longitude, average solar midday in Tyumen comes at 12:43. The climate on general characteristics belongs to continental. Transitional from moderately continental to sharply continental. Average temperature of January is 15 C, minimum temperature 49.2 has been registered by C on December 26, 1958. The number of days with steady frosts is up to 130. Average temperature of July is +18.8 C, maximum in the summer up to +37.5 C. Osakov drops out a little, on average 480 a year, mainly in the summer. Extremely sharp change of weather is characteristic. Length of light day changes from 6 to 17 hours 56 minutes. During winter and summer solstices. Average annual number of hours of sunshine -20 66 hours. Symbolics. The first mention of a municipal coat of arms of Tyumen belongs to 1635. On it a fox and a beaver have been represented. Such description of the coat of arms is provided in the edition of 1900, the coats of arms of the cities, provinces, areas and posades of the Russian Empire, brought in complete collection of laws from 1649 to 1900. In an upper part, symbols of the Tobolsk Namestnichestvo. In blue, 1587. Azure, 1729. The failed gold pyramid with military fittings, with red banners, drums and halberds. In the lower part, in the blue field, the silver river with the Dashkanik floating on it with a gold mast. Meaning that from this city swimming on the rivers of all Siberia begins. The coat of arms of Tyumen existing today is created in 1785. As the city symbol appears in 1993 again.
Official symbols of Tyumen, the coat of arms and a flag, and also an order of their use are approved by the decision of the Tyumen City Council of April 28, 2005. Then they were approved by the Heraldic Council of the President of the Russian Federation and has entered in the State Heraldic Register of the Russian Federation. On the modern official coat of arms of Tyumen, in the azure field, on the silver lowered wavy belt, the gold floating vessel
Dashkanik, with a mast without sails, a wheel and weather vanes with two kasitsa is represented. One on a mast, another on the bow.
The board is topped with the gold tower crown about 5 teeth, complemented below with a gold laurel wreath.
The boat is held like a beaver, and the foxes with silver eyes and canines standing on the gold trophy, consisting of halberds, banners, drums with a round board in the middle. The motto, "From this hail begins," is traced by silver on an azure tape. The coat of arms exists in 3 equal versions having the identical legal and representative status. The coat of arms is full average, with a crown, and small.
The flag represents a rectangular panel with height relation to length 2:3.
It consists of 3 horizontal strips, blue above, white in the center, and blue flowers. On an upper blue strip, at a staff, the figure from a municipal coat of arms of Tyumen, the vessel of yellow color with a mast without sails, a wheel and 2 weather vanes on a mast and on a nose is represented. History.
The first traces of stay of the person in the territory of modern Tyumen are found on coast of the Andreevsky Lake. The Kozlovsky and Kashkinsky archaeological cultures of the Neolithic era. And on the left coast of Tura, the Sagatsky culture of the early Iron Age. In the 13th, 16th centuries, on the river bank of the resident of Tyumen, there was a capital of the Tyumen Khanate, Chinjitura. For the first time the name Tyumen is mentioned in 1406 in the Arkhangelodsky chronicler. The Ustia Ganalistic Arch, where it is told, to Tyuwentus desar Zhenebakubi Taktamisha in Sibersko lands near Tyumen, and CD on the Horde. In 1549, the diplomat Sigismund von Gerberstein, who has visited Moscow, has written the book Notes about Moscovia, where has been mentioned the kingdom Tyumen.
Close there is a kingdom Tyumen which sovereign the Tatar and in their language is called the Tyumen Tsar, and he has caused extensive damage to the sovereign of Moscovia. Not so long ago, by the time of conquest of Siberia, Chinjitura has already lost the influence and on August 1, 1581, has been stormed by Cossacks. Construction of the Russian Tyumen jail has been begun on July 29. On August 1586 Nuchinji Tura under the decree of the Tsar Fyodor Ivanovich.
About this event in the short Siberian Chronicle it is told.
Some of 1793 voivodes with Moscow Vasily Borisov Sukin and Ivan Myasno and written the head Danilo Cholkov from Free Station of People, a post of a Shehil Tyumen of July and 29 day, a hedgehog of Chimji Sly ascent. Was related also the head of the Tyumen Slushily Tatars mate Mazachekmatov Hutu Foundation of the city. But with the Russian Slushily people 3 cities, Tobolsk, Tyumen, Tara. Sculpture with founders of Tyumen, voivodes meet in Sukhany, on Tura River embankment. For a fortress the spacious gate limited from the west to ravines and the small river the resident of Tyumen from the east, Tura has been chosen. Tyumen has been put on the ancient caravan road from Central Asia to the Volga region, on the so-called Tyumen Trail, for which there was a century fight of nomads of southern Siberia. Waterways connected Tyumen with lands of far north and the far east. The initial population of the city corresponded to its boundary situation. This city became populated by generally Perm, Salvikagodsky, Ustiag immigrants 8. The first place among residents of Tyumen belonged to Slushily people. To boyars Sagittariuses, Cossacks. In Tyumen there was one of the Siberia's first Yamsky settlements founded in 1605. In 1618 the monk Nifant has founded Trinity Monastery. 11. In the first years the city was attacked by Tatars and Kalmyks. In 1640-1642 at the Voivode Grigory Baryatinskum the central part of the city has been strengthened, the settlements formed by this time. Yamsky, Tatar and Bukhara, Tanning. Arwald, 8. Gradually, with disappearance of military threat, crafts became primary occupation of citizens. Broad development has reached forge, bell, soap producing, tanning production. In 1695 in the city there was a fire as a result of which the wooden city has burned down. After that stone construction begins. Since 1709 Tyumen was a part of the Siberian province, and in 1782 became the district city of the Tobolsk Namestnichestvo, since 1796, the Tobolsk province. In the 19th century along with decline of Tobolsk the city is included into a blossoming strip. The special impulse to its development was given by carrying out to the city of the Trans-Siberian Railway. Not casually Collins Posset, insisted on the Tyumen route of the railroad, has been awarded ranks of the honorable citizen. The main city production in Tyumen of the 19th century was tanning. In the second half of the 19th century about 70 tan yards worked in the city. To the second half of the 19th century also rug weaving has been developed. 10. Tyumen was also the important center of trade. Since 1845 before the beginning of the 20th century in Tyumen large Vasilivsky Fair 10 was annually held. In the city there took place also International Fatty Fair. By the end of century more than 10 educational institutions, including Alexandrovsky Real School. It is founded in 1879. Women's and District. It is opened in 1883. Schools and also a number of parish schools, the oldest of which, Znamensk, has been founded in 1796 worked. 10. In 1869, Konstantin Vysotsky's printing house, the first private printing house in the Tobolsk province, has appeared. It was followed by a Krylev's printing houses, 1897. A Afremida, 1910. Associations A. Bryuknev and Olorado, 1910. Vysotsky issued also the first private newspaper of the Tobolsk province, the Siberian Leaf of Announcements, 1879. In 1885, the railroad Yekaterinburg-Tyumen built on E5. Bogdanovich's project has been put in operation. Opening of the station Tyumen has taken place 5 on December 17, 1885. During Civil War in it, the headquarters of East Front of White Army was located. In 1900, the Yekaterinburg-Tyumen line was a part of the Perm Railroad. In 1913, the Tyumen-Omsk Railroad, which has connected Permskaya Road to the Trans-Siberian Railway, was constructed. In April 1918, Tyumen became the center of the Tyumen province. During Civil War, fights for the city were going. On July 20, 1918, Tyumen has been occupied by White Guards. On August 8, 1919, groups of the 51st Division of 5. A. Blucher have entered the city. During the period from April to July 1918, when Tyumen has been occupied by White Czechs. And then from April 21, 1920 to November 3, 1923, Tyumen was the center of the Tyumen province. From November 3, 1923 to January 17, 1934, the center of the Tyumen district as a part of the Ural region.
On January 17, 1934, the Ural region is separated by the resolution of Vievek into 3 areas: Sverdlovsk with the center in Sverdlovsk, Chelyabinsk region with the center in Chelyabinsk, and the Ob and Irtysh region with the center in Tyumen.
From December 7, 1935 to August 14, 1944, Tyumen was in structure of the Omsk region.
In days of the Great Patriotic War, also the industrial capacity of the city at the expense of the enterprises evacuated from the European part of the Ussur has considerably grown.
In 1942, at the Tyumen plant No. 241, a single copy of the wing tank developed from 1941 to 1943 by the aircraft designer Antonov has been constructed. It was supposed to tow by air the T-60 tank shipped on the glider to tank wings. In 1943, the tank has been laid off. On August 14, 1944, the Tyumen region, which center was Tyumen, has been formed.
During the Great Patriotic War to the city 5.1. Lenin's body has been evacuated.
Functions of the mausoleum were temporarily executed by the building of present Tyumen State Agricultural Academy. In February 1944, the Tyumen militia within 2 weeks collected on the city of cats and cats for sending to the Hermitage, Leningrad, where during blockade the great number of the rodents posing a threat for works of art has divorced. 238 of mustached gods, it has been sent to the northern capital, where they have given rise to new population of the Leningrad cats.
After opening in the Tyumen region in the 1960 years of large-scale deposits of oil and gas, all life of the city has been subordinated to performance of the oil field service and transport functions necessary for ensuring requirements of the Tyumen North.
In 1973 in Tyumen, the Secretary-General of the Communist Party of Greece, Nikos Zachariadis, has been buried. 1903-1973. In December 1991 it is reburied in Athens. On August 31, 1991, after the collapse of the ESA, the Riga OMA has been transferred to Tyumen. Administrative Division. The city is separated into 4 administrative districts. 1 Eastern Administrative District 180,257.59.9. 2 Kalinin Administrative District. 3 Leninsky Administrative District. 4 Central Administrative District. Administrative districts are not municipal units. The city of Tyumen within the administrative territorial divisive area is the center of the Tyumen district into which does not enter, making administrative territorial education separate of it, the city.
Regional value.
Within the municipal device it forms the city district of the same name, the city of Tyumen, with the only settlement in its structure.
The area of the territory of the city is 285.5 km.
From 28579. 0 hectares. Urban development has busy 6573 hectares, that makes 23.0% of the territory of the city district. Is a part of the territory of the city district enter. City lands Tyumen 19233 of hectare. 67.3%. The industrial land, power, transport, communication, broadcasting, television, informatics, the earth for ensuring space activity, the earth of defense, safety, and the earth of other special purpose of 3315 hectares. 11. 6%. Forest land of 2,857.9 hectares. 10.0%. Earth of a stock of 1,514.6 hectares. 5.3%. Agricultural land of 1,457.5 hectares. 5.1%. Earth of water fund of 142.9 hectares. 0.5%. Earth of especially protected areas and objects of 28.579 hectares. 0.1%. Local governments of Tyumen are created on the basis of the charter of the city accepted in 2005. The mayor of Tyumen is the person appointed to a position by the Tyumen City Council. Since October 8, 2018 this position is held by Ruslan Nikolaevich Kakaruk. Representative body of city self-government and legislature, the Tyumen City Council, consisting of 36 deputies. The chairman of the Duma is Evgeny Borisovich Sabolotny. For January 1, 2021 on population, the city was in the 18th place from 1116 cities of the Russian Federation. In the 4th place, beyond the Urals, and in the 3rd in the Ural Federal District. For January 1, 2019 the number of the city of Tyumen has increased to 788,666 people. In December 2019 in Tyumen the 800,000 resident was born. For January 1, 2020 the population of Tyumen was 807.4 thousand people.
Demography 2012.
In 2012 in the city 10674 children were born. 109.7% by 2011. The number of the dead for 2012 has made 6134 persons. 103.0% by 2011. Natural increase of the population was 4540 people. In 2011 for the same period minus 3779 people. In 12 months 2012 there was a migration gain minus 19.7 thousand people. The population of the city has increased due to intra-regional migration by 9.9 thousand people, migration from other regions of Russia by
3,000 people, increase in population from the state parties of the CISIS minus 5.6 thousand people, foreign countries minus 477 people.
2013. The population of the city for 2013 has increased by 23084 persons and was 680.1 thousand people. For 2013 in the city, children were born. 104% by the corresponding period of 2012. The number of the dead for 2013 has made 606 people. That is 1% less than in the corresponding period of 2012. Natural increase of the population was 5095 people. In 2012 for the same period minus 4540 people. For 2013 migration gain was 17989 people. The population of the city has increased due to intra-regional migration by 9385 people, the international migration, by 5640 people and migrations from other regions of Russia, by 2964 persons. 2014.
The population of the city for January-May 2014 has increased by 8392 persons and was 699.5 thousand people.
For January-May 2014 in the city 4760 people were born. 110.7% by the corresponding period of 2013. The number of the dead for January-May 2014 has made 2530 people. 100.9% by the corresponding period of 2013. Natural increase of the population was 2230 people. In 2013 for the same period minus 1793 persons.
Were results of a research of Department of Sociology of Financial University under the government of the Russian Federation of 2015 and 2016. Tyumen has been recognized as the city with the highest quality of life in Russia.
National structure. On a census of 2010 national structure of the city district Tyumen. Russians 448,186. 74.4%. Tatars 53984. 16.1%. Ukrainians 9312. 1.7%. Azerbaijanians 6153. 1.1%. Armenians 5226. 0.9%. Germans 3480. 0.6%. Kazakhs of 2971. 0.5%. Chuvashs of 2792. 0.5%. Belarusians of 2224. 0.4%. Tajiks of 2024, 0.4%. Other 18071, 3.4%. Only 554,423. There are no data on national identity of 50323 people. Economy. The actual execution of revenues of the budget for 2019 has made 30.449 billion rubles.
City budget expenses for 2019 are executed in the sum of 31.850 billion rup.
The average monthly nominal charged wage during the period January-December 2019 was 63451 rubles. Industry.
In 2017, by large and medium-sized enterprises of the processing productions, it is shipped self-produced goods, executed works and services for the sum of 271,428.1 million rubles.
The largest volume of the shipped products is the share of production of oil products. The Antipinskenties. The considerable share of the shipped products is the share of the enterprises which are carrying out activity in the sphere of production of machines and the equipment, the ready hardware and electric equipments, the electronic and optical equipment. Four-star hotels in Tyumen. It is possible to call the Letolita Park Hotel. 2018. Hotel Mercure Tyumen Center. 2015. Eurasia Business Hotel. 2009. Armazov Hotel. 2010.
Hilton Hotel.
Reconstruction of the former Hotel Tyumen, constructed in the mid-90s, is made. And the Spasskaya Hotel. 2012. Entering into free international network Best Western. The largest hotel of the city and the main player of a segment 3 stars, Vostok Hotel. The former Hotel, Vostok, of construction 1960, the 1970th years. The Neftionic Hotel has 3 stars. In Tyumen, several hotels which will be managed by the international networks, Accor, Marriott, Carlson, Resida, Domina, are projected or under construction. Besides, in the city, several tens of small not classified hotels, among which there is Bits Deer, Solar Wind, Spark, Tega House, Yerga, Tura, Astoria, Centaur are located. In the city, about 12 various low-cost youth locations also offer the services. Hostel. Among which the Grandfather Lenin has a house hostel, Hostel Tyumen, B, Muesli, Good Hostel, Like Hostel, and others. In the city, the great number of the business owners offering the apartments for rent by the day also works. Transport. The motoring highways of federal importance passing through Tyumen. The Ekaterinburg-Tyumen Highway adjoins from the west. Only way to the city is called the Moscow Path. The Highway Tyumen, the airport. Rozhchino. The Tyumen-Yalutorovsk-Ishim Highway, Omsk, adjoins from the southeast. Only way to the city is called the Yalutorovsk Path. The Tyumen-Kanty-Mansiysk Highway, through Tobolsk, Serget, Nefigonsk, adjoins from the east. Only way to the city is called the Tobolsk Path. The motoring highways of regional value passing through Tyumen. Okruzhnaya Highway, round of Tyumen, connects road M and provides journey of transit motor transport passing Tyumen. The Highway Tyumen-Kamenka-Gar. The Sverdlovsk region adjoins from the west. Only way to the city is called the Irbit Path. The highway Tyumen, Silerka, Kar. The Sverdlovsk region, adjoins from the northwest, only way to the city is called the Silersky Path. The highway Tyumen, the lower Tovda, adjoins from the north, only way to the city is called the Vylizansky Path. Highway Tyumen, Krivodanovo. Old Tobolsk Path. 3-4 Technical category. The highway Tyumen, Bor Bogandinskoy, 2-3 Technical category. Obkhod highway of the urban district Tyumen, 1 Technical category. Trufanovo highway, Voronino. Knyazevo highway, Upper Bor. The highway and entrance to the settlement of Bereznykovsky. Intercity and suburban bus traffic is made from bus station of Tyumen. Air. In Tyumen 2 airports. Plekhanovo and Roshchino. The main airgate of the city is the international airport, Roshchino, which has the status of federal importance and is allowed to reception of 17 main types of air vehicles and all types of helicopters. In 1998 the building of the airport has been reconstructed, in it the international terminal has been allocated. The last reconstruction of the air harbour of Tyumen has been made in 2016. Railway. Tyumen, the railway junction on the Trans-Siberian Railway from which the line to Tobolsk, Serget, Nizhnevertovsk branches off here. From the city branch lines to Yekaterinburg, Novy Urengoy, Nizhnevertovsk, Omsk disperse. For the first time the railroad has come to the city in 1885. The modern building of the railway station has been built in 1974. In 2003-2010 the building of the station has undergone capital reconstruction and repair. Urban transport. From June 11, 1970 to October 5, 2009 the trolleybus plied. Till 2020. Closing of the Moscow trolleybus. The Tyumen trolleybus was the largest of the closed trolleybus systems of Russia. Tyumen became the city, largest in Russia, without the electric transport. Earlier the city of Arkhangelsk was that.
In Soviet period there were also plans of creation and quickly developing city of the high-speed tram.
The ideas of creation of high-speed extra street transport are discussed now. By the end of 2022 the design documentation should appear. To transport service of the population in the territory of the city of Tyumen, the bus route network including 134 routes with a total length of 2,131.8 km, including 87 city and 47 suburban works. The inventory number of passenger transport of the city of Tyumen for April 1, 2009 makes 1152 units private. Generally.
And municipal buses including
share taxis minus 608 units, buses of passenger parks minus 238 units, buses of other form of ownership. Limited company, SP. Minus 306 units. Oil and gas of the Tyumen region promoted rapid growth in the city of the scientific organizations.
Still in the early 90s the number of staff of scientific research institute and higher education institutions in Tyumen was 11.5 thousand people. If to add service staff nearly 18,000, that is 10% of able-bodied population of the city.
In the regional center several tens of research and design institutes are located.
The fundamental science is provided by Institute of the Cryosphere of Earth and Institute of Problems of Development of the North, which are included into structure of the Siberian Office of RAS.
The applied science is focused on needs of an oil and gas complex. Our leaders are Sergei Naipaneft. The Tyumen office. The Tyumen branch NL's Gazprom Design, Chaprutium Eftegaz, Sydney and Tyumen Efetisvika. Integra Company. Neftegaz Projekt Institute, Sibnats Sibantomatika. GM's Group. Thousands of students study approximately on 120 specialties in 15 higher educational institutions. The teaching housing makes several thousands of people, among them doctors and candidates of science, professors and associate professors. At the city there are also several tens of averages special educational and technical training colleges, more than 108 public educational institutions, about 150 preschool institutions. Higher educational institutions. The classroom in a gymnasium. Tyumen, 1889. Tyumen State Institute of Culture. Tyumen State University. Tyumen State Medical University. Tyumen Industrial University. State Agricultural University of the Northern Trans-Ural Region. Tyumen Highest Military and Engineering Command School. Tyumen Institute of Professional Development of Police Officers of Russia. Branch of the Ural State University of Means of Communication. In 5 largest higher education institutions of the city in 2008. 2009 academic year about 110,000 students studied. In 2013 on the basis of the Tyumen Highest Military and Engineering Command School the Tyumen Presidential Cadet School is created. In 2015 the Order of the Government of the Tyumen Region of May 19, 2015 No.
806 REP about creation of the Public Autonomous Educational Institution of the Tyumen Region, Physical and Mathematical School, has organized unique educational institution, KAUDATEMS. It is the country's first school realizing intensive educational modules, the modular and linear schedule. Healthcare. In 19 medical institutions of Tyumen, including regional and departmental. -4.4 thousand hospital beds. A number of hospital beds on 10,000 people of the population. The regional center takes only the 19th place among the cities of the Tyumen region, and on security with polyclinics, the 9th. The largest medical organizations of the city. Federal State Budgetary Institution, Federal Center of Neurosurgery of the Russian Ministry of Health, Tyumen Cardiological Scientific Center. Religion. In Tyumen the following main religions are provided. Orthodoxy, Catholicism, Protestantism, Judaism, Islam. In the city there are temples of the following faiths and religions. Orthodox. Rak. Znamensky Cathedral. Troitsk Monastery. Ilyinsky Convent. Archangel Michael Church. Krestovoskia Church. Voznesenska Church of Street. Gorge. Church of All Saints. Church of Three Prelates. Church of the Savior. Does not work. Temple of Street. Righteous Simeon the God Receiver. The Temple for the sake of the Saint Blessed Prince Dmitry Donskoy. Old Belief.
Rosesta John the Forerunner's Temple. Catholic. Saint Joseph's Church. Protestant. Church of Christians of Belief Evangelical. Church of Evangelical Baptist Christians. Spiritual Center of Seventh-day Adventist Church. Muslim. Tyumen Cathedral Mosque. Tazarovsky Mosque. Matmasovsky Mosque. Mosque Abu Bakr. Nigmatullah Mosque. Judaic. Tyumen Synagogue. Temporary chapel on the new site of the Pokrovsk Temple, a corner of streets of Gastello and Bauman. The Alliansky Church is for the first time mentioned in Tyumen in 1586-1587. In 1620 the prior Nikon has based the female monastic community. Modern de Paris and Christmas Alliansky Convent. At church. In 1616 the monk of the Kazan Raevsky Desert Nifant has put in Tyumen for Yamsko the settlement the Preobrazhensky Monastery. Present Holy Trinity Monastery. The oldest churches of Tyumen. Archangel Michael Church. The first mention of it belongs to 1616. Znamensky Cathedral. The first wooden Znamensk church has been put on this place in 1624. And Church of the Savior. The first reliable mention, the Patrol Book of 1624. In 1850 Edinoverchesky. Old Belief. Trinity Church is under construction. Due to the publication on April 17, 1905 of the decree of the Emperor about strengthening of the beginnings of toleration, the rights of old believers, sectarians, representatives of foreign and inovany religions were considerably expanded. What has made possible construction on one of the central city streets, Spasskaya Street. Nowadays, Lenina. Orthodox Church, a Catholic church. 1903-1906 of construction. A synagogue. 1911-1912 of construction. And mosque. In Tyumen in 1912 lived. Orthodox Christians -40566, Old Believers -330, Catholics -312, Lutherans -79, Armenian Gregorian -28, Jews -262, Muslims -985. In Soviet period in Tyumen have been blown up and lost Church of the Assumption and Annunciation Cathedral, the Alexandrovsky Chapel and also Old Belief Church Presvyatia Troitsy. Now the Annunciation Cathedral, which was earlier on the bank of Tura, is restored in East District.
The construction of Orthodox Church, which has begun in 2014 in honor of the intercession of the Theotokos in the territory of the square, Komsomol, has been cancelled by.
Construction of the specified church is conducted on Gastello Street. The first Protestants have appeared in Tyumen in 1711, it were captured Swedes. After the end of Northern War many of them have returned home. Since the 19th century in Tyumen there is a Lutheran community. In 1918 the Baptist community is registered. The first oral mention of Adventists in Tyumen meets in 1914, and the first documentary recorded mention of the Adventist community in Tyumen meets in the 1920th years. In the 1930th years many believers have been repressed, almost all communities and churches have been closed. In Tyumen remained acting till 1940 only one small Vysvyatsky church. In days of the Great Patriotic War, the attitude of the Soviet power to religion was cardinally changed, through the whole country churches. In Tyumen in 1942 the authorities have allowed to conduct a church service in Vyksvyatsky Church again, and in Znamensky Cathedral, since October 9, 1945. Have been open. In the fall of 1941 in Tyumen the Russian Lutheran Germans from the Republic of Germans of the Volga region have appeared. In May 1990 the Church of Adventists on Dimitrov Street has been constructed. On December 10, 2017 the Old Belief Church Rosastva John the Forerunner is consecrated. Since September 2019 in the settlement Birch Forests construction of the Armenian Apostolic Church in honor of Saint Mesrop Mashtots is conducted. Culture. At Tyumen there are following objects of culture. Tyumen Drama Theatre, Tyumen Puppet Theatre, Youth Theatre Engagement of 5 S. Zygoruko, Theatre of Plasticity of the Triathlon of Europe, Transformation Theatre, Mimicry Theatre, Circus Studio Icarus, Bit Theatre Studio, Universal Comic Theatre UIT, Youth Theatre May, Youth Theatre Here It Is Good, Youth Theatrical Center Cosmos, Bottleneck Theatre Studio, Art Shakespearean Theatre Estates, Tyumen Philharmonic Hall, Historical Park Russia My History, Museum Complex of Yao, Slovtsov, Nasharov's Museum House, Museum Gallery of Authors Dolls and Toys, Museum Furniture of Old Tyumen, Memorial Estate of Kolokolnikovic, Museum of History of the House of the 19-20 centuries, Museum of History of the Siberian Distillation, Complex of Church Constructions 18-19 VV, Movie Theaters, Prime Minister, Premier Shopping Center, 6 Halls, Alphabet of Cinema, Favorite Shopping Center, 10 Halls, Cinema Park, Goodwin Shopping Center, 10 Halls, San Cinema, Solnikny Shopping Center, 4 Halls, Kinemax, Crystal Shopping Center, 8 Halls, Cinema Laser, Panama Shopping Center, 7 Halls, Atmos Cinema, Tyumen City Mall Shopping Center, 8 Halls, Tyumen House of Cinema, Kara 6, Columbus Shopping Centers, 6 Halls, Libraries. In the city 53 public libraries, including the Tyumen Regional Scientific Library of D. 1. Mendeleev, one of the largest libraries in Western Siberia, which Universal Fund contains about card documents function. Their own literary and cinema traditions. In the 1920th years in Tyumen the poet Anton Kongretsov worked. In Tyumen Vladislav Krapovin, who has devoted to the hometown some books, was born. The novel by Mikhail Prishvin containing autobiographical lines, Kashiva a Chain, is devoted to Tyumen. Rather in detail it is told about Tyumen in the novel by Jules Verne, Mikhail Strogoff.
Its series of novels, Layer, of the local writer and journalist Viktor Strogoshikov is devoted to city events of the 1990th years.
In Tyumen the film director Konstantin Odegov works. Parks and squares. Svetno Boulevard. Former Central Park of Culture and Leisure. Zagorodny. Alexandrovsky. Garden. Square of Persian Cats. Square of Paratroopers. Komsomolsky Square. Square of Deputies. Square of Journalists. Topoliny Square. Boulevard Yakin Habibullah. Square of the Victory. Square Birchwood. Vostochny Square. Square of Home Front Workers. Seminy Square. Boulevard Molodozinav. Semyon Patsko Square. Square of Farewell. Square of Belarusovetsky Friendship. Square of Lawyers. Square of Grammar School Boys. Lev Rovnin Square. Nemtsov Square. Square of Power Engineering Specialists. Square of Pilots. Square of Lawyers. Square of Home Front Workers. Square of Frontier Guards. Bortsov Revolutsai Square. Yuri Kutilov Square. Square of 30 Years of the Victory. Square of Grammar School Boys. Square Cossack Luga. Sholny Square. Square of Youth. Square Zarekny. Yakov. Numoyev Square. Slavyansky Square. Sportivny Square. Tenisty Square. The Park of Bayou. Gagarin. Istorichesky Square. Zatimensky Ecopark. In the fall of 2013 near Tyumen the zoo has opened. In June 2018 in Tyumen, in the residential district, Zarekny, on Sherbakov Street. The Letolito Aquapark with a total area of 130,000 square m. The largest aquapark in Russia has opened. On November 15, 2018 Tyumen has headed the rating of the Russian cities with the best roads. Results of a research of service demonstrate to it. Tyumen became the absolute leader of the rating with his inaccessible in high GP-4.25. On November 26, 2018 Tyumen has taken the first place of rating of the Russian cities on quality of life. Kien. The Union, the champion of the highest league Kien of 2014. Sites. In the city there are 17 objects of cultural heritage of federal importance, apart from objects as a part of complexes. From among especially protected natural territories in the city, a botanical garden of federal importance, the botanical collection of biological faculty of the Tyumen State University. 3 hectares. And also regional nature sanctuaries, the Forest Park of Bayou. Gagarin. 105 hectares. And the Forest Park Zatimensky. 77 hectares. Are located. In the neighborhood of Tyumen is around 5 hot. 3750 C. The geothermal sources having balneological properties. Sources enjoy popularity not only at residents of Tyumen, but also the neighboring regions. Sverdlovsk, Kurgan and Chelyabinsk regions. In April 2017 in Tyumen have established an art objective, 12 chairs of desires. Residents of Tyumen and city visitors can choose one of 12 chairs, each of which corresponds to one of desires, and, having sat on it, to set the object, to make a wish or to embody a dream. Also, one of the main attractions of the city is the improved Tura River embankment. This favorite place of walks and rest of citizens and city visitors. In holidays the embankment becomes one of the central solemn platforms. The set of concert, sporting and game events is held here. The place of honor on the embankment is taken by the pedestrian Bridge of Lovers. In 2018 it has been repaired and equipped with bright festive illumination. Sport. In the city of 10 stadiums, the largest of which, geologist. In 15 sports and sports improving complexes of the city in sports sections more than 35,000 children are engaged. In professional sport the city is provided by the following sports clubs. Soccer. FE Tyumen. Superiority of PFL 2019/2020. 5A side. FE Tyumen. Super League. Hockey. 8 Rubin. Supreme Hockey League. 8 Tyumen Legion. Youth Hockey League. Volleyball. Viv Tyumen. Highest League A. Szczewch Tyumen. Highest League A.
Tyumen is provided to rugby by the amateur club Adrenaline, acting in the All-Russian Federal League and in the Russian Cup. In the city 7 schools of the Olympic Reserve and the Regional Center of Training of Football Players work.
In the suburb of Tyumen. District of the village of Mikurino. The large biathlon center, Pearl of Siberia, in which in February 2016 there took place the European Cup on Biathlon, is located. In March 2018 the final stage of the Biathlon World Cup has been carried out here.
Tyumen has also acquired the right for holding the World Biathlon Championship in 2021, however in connection with doping scandals EBU has decided to deprive Russia the rights of holding the World Cup.
Communication. Capacity of an intercity telephone network -276,300 numbers. The organizations having the license for provision of services. Bonds and internet access -17. Cellular communication -5. TV, broadcastings -10. Mobile operators in the Tyumen region. Mints.
Beelin.
Megafon. Tele.
Rostelecom.
IOTA. In Tyumen the Subinform Bureau news agency uniting a set of internet resources, TV channels, radio stations, news agencies, magazines and newspapers works. Since 2010 the In Our Yard news agency works, one of authors of which can be any resident.
There is a large number of printing editions including
Tyumen Business Magazine, Siberian Guild, Tyumen Truth, Tyumen News, Tyumen Region Today, Tyumen Courier, Yamsky Settlement, Evening Tyumen, Fashion Collection, Our Newspaper, After Praise Magazine, Hunting and Fishing, Tyumen Health Magazine newspaper, Literary and Art and Local History Magazine Almanac, Frata Sibiri, and others. Since 2010 the Literary and Local History Almanac, LIC, is issued. In December 2017 the Local History Core portal devoted to Tyumen has begun to work. Also far. Write comments. Read comments. Interesting people will tell interesting stories. All of good mood and good luck.